I'm Laura McNamara reporting from Minneapolis, Minnesota at the ACE annual conference. Joining me now is Jeff Eastman. Could you go ahead and introduce yourself for us?
Yeah, my name's Jeff Eastman. I'm with G37 Ventures. We're Minneapolis-based strategic and execution plan. So literally what we do is we help biofuel and agricultural companies turn strategy into disciplined execution and measurable results.
And you were here giving a presentation today talking about the next generation's leaders. What are some of the key takeaways you would like for someone to walk out with?
So what I was tasked with today was succession planning. So when I looked at the actual presentation and I looked at where the industry is today, I talked about using my Marine Corps experience as a title, calling it the mission must continue. So looking beyond where we are today and into the next generation of leadership. And I talked not only about the management, but also the board as well. So how do you look at the next generation of leaders, and when someone does leave, how do you prepare for their departure? And secondly, what do you do if someone does leave quickly? So a little bit around that, but honestly, it was we had fun in there, but it was a fun presentation on just looking at the future. And it all starts with a strategy on who you want to be, what's the company going to be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then picking or selecting a leader that fits the role that you're preparing for. What is interesting is a lot of companies will just do an org chart. When someone leaves, they just simply look at the org chart, move down one, and say, "There's our guy." So in the meeting itself, I had asked the group that attended to look at the 6 critical roles, put a name on those roles, and then secondly, does the person's name you put on that role, do they know their name is on that role? Because a lot of succession planning doesn't happen when the guy leaves or after the retirement party. You've got a guy that's your CEO, he leaves with 18 years of experience, and he walks out with the cake and 18 years of experience. So preparing for that it happens 3, 4, 5, 6 months before. And a lot of different roles is a little bit of what I talked about.
Yeah, and that generational handover can often be something that you were mentioning can be overlooked, taken for granted, but then when people are come face to face with it, they're like, wait a second, do we have the right person to step up?
So a lot of times you don't, or they're not prepared, and it's an emergency. It's find a search firm, get someone in the role, not really thinking about the person you want in that role. And part of my presentation was know who you are as a company. Are you you want the company to just continue as they are? There's nothing wrong with that, and you can do that. Or do you want to grow? Do you want to get bigger? That's a different CEO. Or do you want to transform the company, and then you need a CEO that understands carbon, understands CI, is fluent in those, understands more than just financial responsibilities, can talk well and beyond, is prepared in DC to talk about those things as well. A lot of times you will want to grow or transform, but then hire somebody that is not prepared for that growth. And so you've got 6 months from now, you look back and say, why didn't we transform? Why didn't we grow? Well, it's not the fault of the guy you hired. And some people will say that. You just hired the wrong person. And he fails, the company fails, not because he was a bad guy, he couldn't do his job. He was just the wrong guy. That's all.
Yeah, and with so many changes, like there's been a ton of policy changes surrounding ethanol from how it started to where it's at now. And if you don't have someone that has the history, then perhaps they don't know the best way to keep moving forward, what's been done, what hasn't been done.
Yeah, a lot of the people that are there have all this institutional knowledge. They've been running the company. They've seen things start to finish. They know they know what it looks like. But when they leave, now you got to hire somebody that's got to fill, one, that void, and two, work, help the company grow, transform, get to the next level. And it may be someone inside the company or it may be someone outside the company, but that person has to, I don't want to say that person that, if it's an internal person, they need to be exposed to the leadership. They need to understand what happens at a CEO level, in operations, and EH&S, et cetera. So they got to be exposed to it, and then they got to watch and observe, and then over a period of time, they stop watching and observing, and then they start making those decisions. With maybe the CEO still there, and so there's a transition. So call it 6 months, making that up. Maybe it's 3 months, but over that period of time, they then become that leader. They start making those decisions. They start, then the CEO becomes more of a coach, a mentor, as that person rolls into it. At the end of 6 months, for example, if it's 6 months, you look back and there is no emergency. There is no, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? It's very easy. It's simple. The CEO walks out with the retirement cake and goes off and lives a happy retirement, if that makes sense. And the new guy's been prepared. He's been exposed. He's done everything he needs to do. So that knowledge is transferred, I guess.
And
All roles too. That can be all roles. That can be more than CEO. It can be the CFO. It can be head of operations, head of maintenance. So you different exposures, different roles. So you just got to look at all those critical roles.
And speaking to the specific generational handoff, also, could you say that organizations like ACE are important then, because that helps keep people connected, helps keep them informed, helps keep them tied to history?
So one thing I love about ACE, is I've been coming to these conferences for a long time, is the grassroots part of this. So you have a lot of that institutional knowledge. You have a lot of the folks who, quite honestly, built the industry. And I think part of where they go in the future is as they transform their retirement, as they do whatever one does when they retire, fish or golf, they actually walk away knowing that they've transferred some of that knowledge, that they're leaving a company that they helped build over 20, 25, 30 years, and knowing that that company is going to continue because of the steps they took for it to continue. So in a way, you're showing respect to the folks that built the industry, and that's something I don't think gets done a lot. People maybe, I don't want people to forget. I've been in this industry 30 years, and people have been here longer than me, and I've seen these people work hard. They've been to the early meetings, raising money, locally with banks. They've built, they've hired, they've transformed, they've grown, and 20, 30 years goes by, and they leave. It's sad to see something change and not show the respect to the person that actually built the company itself. That's something that's near and dear to me because I've been in this industry so long. So.
Absolutely. And why is it important specifically for you to be here at the ACE conference?
So it's a combination of one, it's peers. A lot of my peers are here. A lot of production, a lot of operations, a lot of I've been on both sides. So now in the role that I'm in, as a former CEO of many of these plants, and now be able to talk to some of my peers, it's a different conversation. I'm able to help them understand. But there's other vendors here. There's the financial side is here. The technology side is here, and just an opportunity to hear the different sides of this industry. So, when I'm out talking to ethanol plants and they start talking about technology, what technology are they looking at? A lot of this technology that they need to look at, they're here right now. And so it's nice to hear the latest and the greatest. What's your CI benefit? What's your carbon score? What's the cost of this? How long does it take? A number of questions that you can ask. So that part's that's very interesting. I get a lot. And the other thing I like about ACE compared to say an FEW, there's so many people at the FEW. It's hard to meet with people. You've got a very small, intimate crowd. And you get the right people that you need to talk to right here, and everyone's approachable. That's what I like about this too. Friendly. So that's important. If for someone who's never been to it, to walk in and the friendly demeanor that people have, can't beat that.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Laura McNamara reporting from Minneapolis, Minnesota.